Today we have the 2024 Integra Type S. After a little wait, the Integra finally gets its Type S version, which gives us 120 more horsepower than the regular Integra. This car is an absolute blast to drive. There's some unique features to it too, and I can't wait to show it to you. Let's take a look at the exterior, the interior, and get it out on the road for a test drive. Let's get started. All right, y'all, let's take a look at the exterior details of this Integra Type S. So this Type S being the top-end Integra, it's gonna have a different front fascia, and it's actually 2.8 inches wider, thanks to these large flares next to each wheel. So I've gotta say, looking up front, I like the front end of this Integra Type S. I think this fascia for this Type S model is awesome. What do you think? Let me know below. But we're gonna get the Type S badging. We got a vent up on the hood. You're gonna get LED daytime running lights, headlights, and an LED turn signal, and Integra built into that bumper. Now this paint color is called Apex Blue. I think it looks great on this car. We're even gonna get these 19-inch copper alloy wheels, which are optional. Plus you're gonna get Brembo brakes. You've got that red brake caliper in there. Everything looks pretty slick here. What do you think of the Type S? The mirrors on here are gonna be heated, standard, and you're gonna get that turn signal in there as well. Type S badging on the side body, even a little skirt on the bottom too. Dimensionally, it's about 186 inches long, so not super long, but it's definitely still small enough to toss this around and not be tiny either. So you've got decent space as well. You're gonna get this carbon fiber spoiler back here too. Take a look at this. This isn't just some little piece. This actually has some depth to it. More Type S badging. You've got LED taillights, the same signature iconic lights that you're gonna get with Acura. And take a look at this Type S specific diffuser and exhaust. It's a very glossy black and a triple exhaust outlet. Now in the trunk area of the Integra, I really like this because it's a lift back. You actually get a lot of space, over 24 cubic feet total back here, which is closing in on like crossover territory. No joke. You can even fold those seats down and have a complete pass-through, but good space overall. The only thing is there's not really a hook to like put a grocery bag or something or keep it in place. But under here you get a tire inflator kit, a little bit of space, but no spare tire. Now the Integra's key fob right here, you got little Acura emblem, Type S badge on the back here, some glossy black. No remote start on this one because we've got the manual, but you can even pop your lift back with this. And the smart key system is gonna work on these front doors only. You got these three little lines. You can push the button to lock, mirror will flash, or you have a sensor in the back. And the seats that we get in this Type S are a 12-way power adjustable seat with micro suede insert. So you've got a synthetic fake leather here with this nice micro suede on the inside. It looks good, it feels good, it's just a nice overall material. You've got good bolsters on your side body, good bolsters there. So they have this nice little bucket shape to them to help you stay in place. Plus you're gonna get 4-way lumbar support along with your other adjustments, so 12 ways total. And the steering wheel is gonna be leather wrapped right here. This looks nice, it feels nice as well. The steering wheel's not heated, a little surprised at this price point. The seats are gonna be heated standard on here, but no ventilation, even on this top model. A little surprising to me. And the steering wheel is manual tilt and telescoping, and it's got a good range of motion on here as well. No complaints getting comfortable in the driver's seat. I've been able to spend a good amount of time in here, as well as the Integra A-Spec before, and I had no complaints with that. These seats have done a nice job and been comfortable. No memory settings on here either though. Now climbing into the back seat, sitting behind myself, I'm 5'9". This is where I typically would like to sit, and I'm comfortable. Decent knee space, a little bit of foot space right here. There is a pretty big hump in the middle, so middle passengers are kind of out of luck. And the cup holders are built into the second seat, so not the most comfortable middle area, but at least you got some good cup holders here. And there's no center armrest. A little bit of a surprise with that. There's also no USB ports back here on this Type S, kind of surprising. And you got to rely on the front for the air conditioning vents. One of the negatives to this body style is the fact that I can't sit up tall without my head touching. I mean, there's a little indent right here, but my head is just hitting up against there. So anybody shorter than me probably could fit, but keep that in mind. And climbing inside this one, it's gonna look very similar to that A-Spec that I showed you. So I'm gonna kind of briefly go through all of this. Like I showed you, this leather steering wheel right here. Over on the door, we get soft material up here and a soft armrest, which is nice, and a pretty big armrest right here, which is definitely welcoming. Another big benefit is when you have a manual transmission, you might want to throw a water bottle in here. This water bottle down here is big enough to fit a lot of taller, skinny items. My big mug does not fit, but you've got decent storage right over here too. I'll give you a little look at those pedals too. They even look nice. Right in front of us, we get this digital display. So both sides are digital. You can move through different information on each side using the steering wheel. It's all trip computer on the right side, as you can see right there. And you can customize the gauge a little bit, adjust your head-up display, even your brightness, see your lane keeping system, stuff like that all over there. Then if cruise is on, the middle's bigger. If it's off, the middle is smaller, so it kind of moves your display a little bit. And when we go into different drive modes, you see the colors change just to make things a little more fun. Right overhead, we do have a head-up display integrated in right there. Plus we're gonna get this good sized digital display right here, or this touch screen I should say. You have a couple physical controls and a volume knob over here. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are wireless, which is also nice. And we get the ELS Studio 3D audio in here. So this car sounds pretty good as well. Let me quickly go into the backup camera here. So reverse on our manual all the way over and down. No 360 camera or anything, but you've got the typical 3 different views that you've seen from Honda and Acura, as well as the dynamic lines. Down from there, we've got this little kind of, unique pattern right here like we saw on the other Integra, plus dual zone climate control down here too, heated seat buttons. Everything's laid out well, and these dials actually have a decent little feel to them. It's not super cheap plastic. It actually looks and feels decent. Down there you got a USB-A, USB-C, 12-volt power outlet, and a wireless charging mat with maybe a little bit of room on each side for a key or something like that. Now this is a nice quick throw, so it's I like the way that this feels. This little cap on top is cool too. You've got Type S badging around there. I don't drive manual very often, and this is a very fun manual to drive. I'll talk about that in the test drive. You have your drive modes right here. We'll go through those in the test drive. Electronic parking brake and a brake hold button. Plus we've got a pretty deep area for cup holders, 2 separate ones. This doesn't move or slide forward or cover up or anything like that. Nothing too clever like the Civic usually does, but you've got a padded armrest right here, and this is going to pop up to give you a little bit more storage down there. Acura gives you a glove box. This is not lockable, but it is soft opening. Plus you get an automatic dimming rearview mirror right here, and overhead got these LED lights, which are actually quite bright. A sunglass holder too. Those are kind of going by the wayside. And there's no moonroof in this particular model. Now I want to go under the hood right away, because the thing that makes the Type S unique is what we have under the hood. At least this is part of it. So under here we get the 2-liter VTEC turbo 4-cylinder with 320 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque, including a 6-speed manual transmission with rev matching. Couple things that Acura included for this particular model, this Type S, is that you get a lightweight flywheel for quick throttle response, a limited slip differential, and improved engine cooling for sustained performance. That's 120 more horsepower than that A-spec Integra I showed you last year. And personally, the only thing I would change is make it all-wheel drive instead of just front-wheel drive. I'd love to hear your comments on that down below. All right, y'all, we are now behind the wheel of this Integra Type S, and I drove the A-spec before, but this is my first go-round with the Type S, and I've got to say, it's a blast to drive. It comes standard with this 6-speed manual transmission, and it's smooth and fun, and it's got a ton of torque. The torque comes out through a good band of RPM, and it can even rev match for you. You've got a sport mode, a comfort mode, and a sport plus mode too, and you can hear the exhaust quite well, and we'll go through that in a second. Right now we're just in comfort mode, and comfort mode is definitely the most dialed down mode. Now one thing to keep in mind is this is definitely on the stiff side. I mean, you've got a nice sporty suspension, it's built for that, but it's not harsh, it's just a little stiff. It does have a lot of road noise though, one thing to keep in mind. So on the day-to-day aspect, you're gonna get a lot of road noise in here. If you're not used to driving a manual, this manual is extremely easy to drive. The pedal, the clutch it's got a nice sharp bite point, and it's not a super long throw with it either. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put us in sport mode. So you've got sport and sport plus. Sport plus definitely cranks things up. Let's go ahead and downshift a little. We're in 5th gear. third gear, decent downshift there, or rev match. And it gets that torque going very quick. Sounds nice holding the RPM. Let's just go ahead and put it in Sport Plus. Sport Plus, got about 2,500 RPM, pedal down. Can you hear that exhaust? I hope you can. While I'm sitting here, I want you to know the ergonomics in here are good. Controls are easy to use. Everything's got good sight. The displays here, that display. You know, if you're looking at the tack on your shifts, you've got a digital tack right there that looks nice. It's not quite as different with the Sport Plus mode as you get with some other brands, but now let's downshift again. We're fourth gear. Let's go to second. Oh yeah, get some pops from the exhaust. Ooh, hold those RPMs. Gotta say, this Integra Type S is definitely fun. That regular Integra is fun too, but this one's got just so much extra pop, so much extra power. Ooh, downshift, it really shoots out the exhaust. Let's try that again. Oh yeah, shoot it up over 4,000 RPMs. That exhaust gets fired up, and it is so punchy. It is so punchy and wound up and ready to go. Now as I quickly get on this rough textured road, you can hear how much noise gets in here. This car is an absolute blast. And it's got a full suite of the Acura watch. So you've got radar cruise control, you've got a lane keeping system, we even have blind spot monitor, emergency braking. All of that stuff is even standard on here. You don't always see that in performance oriented cars, but you get it in here. So there's a lot to like about this car. Now to wrap things up on this Integra Type S, so if you're going to go for this Type S, you're going to be spending a pretty penny more than just the basic Integra. But you get a lot more power, you get more performance, you get different looks, you've got nice interior and features in there as well. It's a really nice little car. Now I'd love to know your thoughts on this Type S. Would you go for this Type S, maybe the Civic Type R, or maybe just scale back and get the Integra A-Spec like I showed you last year? Personally, I think this car is extremely unique, super fun, and very well-rounded. Let me know what you think below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.